And then we have a total of 6 eyeshadows. Fucking A. Hey guys, what is up? What's going on? It's your girl Ashley and welcome back to the channel. So for today's video, I'm gonna be going over the brand new IILUVSARAHii Karen X Dose of Colors collaboration. When I saw that she was collaborating with them, I was all about it. I'm still all about it, so I'm gonna spill the tea, the real raw tea. If you guys are excited or you just stumbled across my video looking for review videos on this collection, be sure to press that subscribe button and also don't forget to click that bell so that you guys are notified anytime I upload a new video, which, fun fact, is 3 times a week, every single week. And with that, let's go ahead and get into the video. So you guys, we're just gonna go ahead and hop straight into it. I'm gonna work on my eyes first, which is why my base isn't done. So first and foremost, I did want to talk about the IILUVSARAHii X Dose packaging. This is what the palette looks like. It's super duper cute. It's small, so it covers like my whole entire hand. It's not as big as, let's say, ABH Modern Renaissance or anything like that. It is a very compact palette. When you open it up, you get a full-size mirror, and we have a total of 6 eyeshadow shades right here. I do like that there are some matte shades. There's actually 2 matte shades in the palette, and then we have 4 shimmers, which I'm pretty excited about. Now, I will say, when I saw this palette floating around the internet, I was super hyped. I was super excited because if you look at the packaging, it's insanely stunning. This is very much like Karen. Like, this screams Karen to me. I like that it has a mirror, but one thing I was a little bit disappointed in was the fact that it didn't have the names underneath the shadow, but that's just my preference. Like, if you guys don't film videos like me, you don't need to call out names of eyeshadows, and you probably won't mind, but I don't really like when shadow palettes have the names on the back because, let's be real, I always mess it up. Like, I always say the wrong shade, and it's just a lot more convenient to print them right underneath the shadows. But that's all I have to say. This palette does retail for $35, which is a little bit pricey if I do say so myself. Before we begin, I'm just going to take an e.l.f. brush and ensure that the concealer on my eyelids is nice and even and I don't have any creasing going on. Then I'm going to go in with the shade right here, this kind of peachy tone shade. This one is called Finders Keepers. At least I think that's what it's called. I'm going to take it on a Morphe M441, and I'm actually going to use this as my transition color. So I'm going to lightly pack it right here on the outer portion of the eye, like so, and I'm slowly going to build her up, but I want the majority of the product to kind of sit right here towards the outer V. So I'm going to work on building up this shade right here. And when the majority of the product has already left my brush, I'm going to just feather her inwards. I do also want to note that I did not set down my lid with a loose powder or anything like that. This is what the shadow looks like going on a tacky base. And the reason that I do this now is because I really want shadows to show up to their full intensity. So I like that there is a sticky base directly underneath this shadow because it's going to allow the color to really stand out and pop. And I will say that the shadow is building up really nicely. The next shade I'm going to take in the palette is called Poquito Mas, which is that burnt sienna shade right there. I'm going to take it on a Morphe M507. You guys know this is probably one of my all-time favorite brushes. Fun fact, a lot of you guys have been asking me to do a video dedicated to my favorite brushes. It's coming. Trust me, it's coming. Stay tuned. I'm going to take this shade and I'm really going to concentrate her right here on the very outer V of my eyelid, like so. And what I'm doing here is I really just want to gradually build up the color. So I'll place it, I'll do a little blend, and once the majority of the product has already left my brush, I'm going to go right back into the palette and continue to build this shade on my outer V. Ooh, and it's building up really nice. Okay, dose of colors. We see you. With that same Morphe M507, I'm just gonna go in small circular motions right here towards the outer V, but like in the crease of my outer V, just like so. And then when the majority of the product is already left the brush, I'm going to just wiggle my brush in the crease, like so. Going right back into that Morphe M441, I'm going to pick up the shade called Poquito Mas, and I'm going to just use it to really intensify this shade by going in big circular motions right here towards the outer V, and I'm also going to take it in the crease. But you don't want to take it into the crease right away. You want to take it into the crease when your brush is not filled with shadow. Honestly, what I like most about this shade is that it's really buildable, so you could take it from being very, very light to really dark the more color you pack on top of it. So I'm just kind of jiggling the brush right here in the crease. So I will say so far, I'm pretty impressed with the shadows. They're blendable, they're buildable, and they're super pigmented. The next shade I want to play around with is the black in the palette. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking I'm gonna use this teal blue shade, but I am not. I might use it, but like in a different way. I really want to just play around with this black shade right here. So I'm gonna pick up my Morphe M507, and what I'm gonna do with this shade is I'm gonna pop it right here on the very inner corner of the lid. We're gonna be all the way smoked out today. Casual slay to go to the grocery store. Y'all know how it is.
The dairy, and she's heading to the employees only section in the back.
So it appears that the black in the palette is not a true glittery black. It has like an overspray of glitter within the eyeshadow. And when I put the eyeshadow on my eyelid, you could see that the glitter is in the eyeshadow like a little bit. But as I continue to buff and blend out the black, the glitter kind of just falls right here on my cheek. I guess I was kind of expecting more of like a glittery black as opposed to a matte black. I'm taking the M507 and I'm using this brush to pack that black shadow all over my lid. And the reason I'm using this brush is because I could really pack on the color, but I could also blend the color at the same time. And since I am using black, I don't want to take the black up too high. I want to gradually build up the black and also blend at the same time, so that way I have more control over what I'm doing with the eyeshadow. Now that I have that black all over the lid, I'm gonna gradually take my Morphe M507 and I'm gonna feather it directly over the edges without adding any additional product to the brush, simply because I want this edge to be nice and diffused. I really want it to gradiate into poquito más, so you want to just take your time with this. You really don't wanna blend the black too high, cause girl, if you go too high, you can't come down from that. Like you can't. With a clean Morphe M507, I'm just gonna run it right in the crease to really help blend the shadow. Now, while I am a little bit disappointed in the black, I will say that this is an extremely pigmented black. She goes on super opaque, she's not patchy, anything like that. Like, I'm impressed with the black pigmentation. Using a Morphe M514, which is another one of my favorite blending brushes, I'm gonna use a shade called Poquito Más, and I'm just gonna build it right here in the crease because I want that black to kind of fade into the shade very nicely. I don't want it to be too much of a harsh edge, which is why I'm really going in and re-intensifying that shade in the crease. And I'm just going in big circular motions right here on the outer V. Yeah, we're all the way smoked out, but I do want to do a little bit of cleanup. So whenever you get to this point and you really can't see the vision, you can't see the end goal, what I like to do is I like to take a makeup wipe and I like to kind of trace out or map out how I want my eyeshadow to look. And I know for a fact I kind of want like a sharp edge. And instead of taking this makeup wipe and taking it right here and wiping off this shadow, I'm going to start a little bit lower. So I'm going to start right here, just because I want my upper shadow to connect with the shadow on my lower lash line right here. Oops, I didn't mean to flick you guys off. Just trying to show you guys some things, okay? So as you can see, I didn't really take off that much eyeshadow, and the shadow right here is going to connect very, very nicely with the shadow right here on my lower lash line. Like, it's all gonna come together and it's gonna look beautiful. One mistake I used to make whenever I was doing my eyeshadow way back in the day is I would take my makeup wipe and I would take it right here towards the very outer corner, so then it would be super sharp right here and then there would just be a gap and it wasn't cute. After doing that, I can kind of see the vision. So I'm gonna go in with that peachy tone shade, Finders Keepers. On a Morphe M433, I'm gonna take a little bit of that shadow, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna feather her right here. I'm actually going to bring the shadow up right here, closest to the very outer corner. As you can see, there was no product sitting right there. So I am going to go in with a little bit more shadow and really just blend it into the look, giving me more of like a cat eye effect. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with this champagne shade right here called Wonderlust, and I'm going to pop that on the highest point of my brow bone. And I am going to use a Morphe M421 to do this, just because it is a little bit more of a stiffer brush, so I can concentrate a lot more color at the very highest point of my brow bone. Once I have that color in place, I'm going to take a firm shader E57 by Sigma with just a little bit more of Wonderlust on it, and I'm going to use this to really ensure that that sienna color blends very nicely into my brow bone highlight. So right now this look is really smoky. What I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off my base, the rest of my face, and then we're going to come back and finish off the eyes. And we're back. I know, I look wild, I look crazy, but it's all gonna come together. I went ahead and just baked. I put on my foundation, bronzer, things like that. I'm now gonna go in with a pencil brush. This is a Sigma E30 pencil brush, and I'm gonna pick up the shade called Poquito Más, and I'm gonna go ahead and pop her right here on the lower lash line. I really just want this shade to blend in with the rest of the look. After taking that shade Poquito Más and putting it directly on my lower lash line, I'm going to take a Morphe. This is a M321, and I'm going to pick up that peachy tone shade called Finders Keepers, and I'm going to just buff her out. I really want this to be nice, smoky, and blown out, so that's why I'm using the peachy tone shade to really just blur these edges. I'm gonna go right back into that shade called Loungy on a flat definer brush by Sigma, and I'm gonna press this right here towards the very outer corner of my lower lash line. I'm actually a little nervous that if any black shadow falls on my cheek, it's gonna stain my face, so I'm gonna apply a little bit more loose powder directly underneath my eyes. Now I'm just taking a pencil brush and I'm smudging out the black so that way it's a little bit more soft and diffused. And I'm bringing the black about midway. I'm not taking it all the way in to the very inner corner. I'm gonna take a clean Morphe M527 and I'm just gonna kind of dust off my bake, and then I'm gonna put on lashes and mascara, and then we'll come back, we'll work on highlight and lips. For the most part, the eyes are done for now. I'm going to show you guys how you can completely transform this look with just one shade towards the very end, but we're going to talk about highlighters, we're going to talk about lips. She did launch 2 highlighters. I have this one right here called Bathe. It is the same packaging as the eyeshadow palette, so when you open it up, you get a mirror, and this is the highlight. I did already swatch her, and she is stunning, like absolutely stunning. I can't even deal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on one side of my face. I do have the other one. I ran to Ulta and picked up the other one. This one is a little bit more golden, and this one is called Soulmate. I'm going to take my Morphe M510 and apply a little bit of Bathe. Now this is a highlighter with a little bit more of a pinky undertone to it, so I'm going to pop her right here. Ooh, she is pretty, super pretty. So I will say that the highlighting is blinding. Do you guys see it on my cheek right here? I went a little bit overboard, but it's okay. I'm gonna take my Morphe sponge and I'm gonna spray the side, and I'm gonna kind of pop her directly over top of the highlighter, because like I said, I did go a little crazy, so we're gonna try to, you know, tone her down. The next highlighter I'm gonna use is called Soulmate, and I am gonna switch brushes just because I don't want to mix the shades, and this one is a little bit more of a golden highlight. I will say it looks really dark in the pan. I'm hoping it doesn't go on that way. I'm gonna pop her on the highest point of my cheek with this Luxie brush right here, which has become one of my favorite highlighting brushes. Ooh, I actually think I like Soulmate a little bit better than Bathe, but that's just a personal preference. I'm gonna take the shade Soulmate and I'm gonna pop her right here on the tip of my nose. I'm gonna take it on my Cupid's bow as well, and then I'm also gonna take whatever's left on my brush and pop it right here on my temples. So this is what the highlighters look like on the face. I will say I do prefer Soulmate a little bit better than Bathe. Bathe has a pink undertone to it, as you can see, and then Soulmate, which I'll hold up right next to it, has more of a golden undertone. So it really just depends on your preference. I do prefer more of a golden undertone. Moving on to lip colors, I do have 4 lip colors to share with you. I have 2 liquid lipsticks and I have 2 lip glosses. Fun fact, I have never tried the glosses from A Dose of Colors. You guys know I'm a gloss kind of girl, so I was like, you know what, I have to at least pick up 2. I picked up Brillo, that's how Ulises told me to say it, and then I picked up Barely There, which is a really beautiful nude lip gloss. I picked up Nude Chica, which I plan on wearing with the lip gloss. This is a really pretty nude liquid lip. And then lastly, we have Fresa, which I can't even explain this color. It looks red, but it kind of has like orangey undertones to it. It is stunning. I'm going to start off with the nude lip called Nude Chica, and I'm going to put this all over the lips. Ooh, this is definitely more of like a pinky nude. I love this. Do you like this lip, Babito?
I love it.
What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take a little bit of Barely There, which is a lip gloss, and I'm gonna put it directly over top. Oh, this might be my new favorite nude lip combo. This right here is Nude Chica, topped with a little bit of the Barely There lip gloss. The next lip gloss I have is called Brio, and this is more of a lipstick topper just because it is extremely sheer. I don't know if you guys could really see that, but I would use this as a lipstick topper, a liquid lipstick topper. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put back on Nude Chica, and I'm gonna top it off with the shade called Brio. I can't even really explain it, but the lip gloss, this one in particular, gives Nude Chica such a different reflective effect. Like, it is really pretty. This last lip product is one that I was the most excited for, and it's one called Fresa. Y'all, when I saw this liquid lip, I was like, she has to come home with me. Like, it has to happen. So I'm gonna pop her on. And this last lip color is Fresa On. I really do like it, but I don't like it paired with this look. I feel like I look very clown-esque, but I do really like it on its own. So yeah, I think I'm going to be rocking her for the rest of the summer. Okay guys, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna show you guys how you can take this look to the next level. I know a lot of you guys are probably disappointed that I did not use blue teal in the palette. So that's what I'm gonna do right here, right now. So if you guys like the starting point of this look, you can definitely incorporate color to kind of switch it up. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna pop off my lashes, and then we're gonna go ahead and play with the color, and I'm gonna show you guys how it completely transforms the look. I'm gonna pop these off just so that way I don't get any of that eyeshadow on top of my lashes. So the shade I'm going to use in the palette is this one right here called Palma, which is that really beautiful teal shade that everybody has been using whenever they use this collection. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of the Too Faced glitter glue, and the reason I'm using glitter glue as a base to apply the eyeshadow is because the shadow does have tiny flecks of glitter in it. So I feel like the glitter can easily crumble onto your cheeks if it doesn't have a sticky base to stick to. So I'm going to take a MAC 242 brush, and I'm going to pick up a little bit of the glitter glue on the back of my hand. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pat the glitter glue right here on the center of the lid. Once I have that glitter glue down, I'm going to pick up that teal shade on a flat shader brush, and I'm going to lightly press it directly over top. And I'm pressing, I'm not swiping, because I don't want this shadow to fall on my base since it's already done. I'm going to take a little bit more of that glitter glue, and I'm going to pop it on the sides just so that way the shade kind of blends in with the black a little bit better. Then picking up a little bit of Loungy, I'm just going to pop it right on the outer edges of that blue so that way everything blends together. And that's how you transform an eye look. And after that, you guys, all that's left to do is pop on your lashes, and you have a completely different eye look. So I just popped on the lashes, and this is what it looks like living. And just like that, you guys, this is the final and completed look. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. As I stated in my previous clip, I probably wouldn't wear this lip color with this eye. I would probably wear it more with the Barely There or Nude Chica Lippy. But if I had to rate the collection as a whole, I will say the lipsticks are staples. They're absolutely beautiful. Typically, I do really like Dose of Colors liquid lipsticks. It was my first time trying their lip glosses, and they are extremely moisturizing on the lips. They don't feel sticky at all, so that's always a plus for me. That's definitely something I look for whenever I'm gravitating more towards a lip gloss. The highlighters were really beautiful. I will say Soulmate was my favorite highlighter out of the bunch because it was more of a golden highlight, whereas Bathe was that pinky tone highlight. But it really just depends what you guys are looking for in a highlighter. for the eyeshadow palette, I will say it was the biggest disappointment for me. While the shadows were extremely creamy, buildable, blendable, and pigmented, I feel like it's similar to things we've already seen on the market with the exception of that really pretty blue teal shade. However, I feel like Joseph Colors has so many beautiful single shadows from their Block Party collection that you could easily go into Ulta, pick up one of those single shadows, and create any look you want with other matte shades that you guys already have at home. Now, if you love Karen, you want to support Karen, I definitely say pick up the collection as a collectible item, but do what you want. Like, that's just my opinion. I feel like I have so many palettes that if I had to go out and repurchase that shadow palette, I probably wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? So those are my thoughts. I hope you guys love this video, and if you guys want to see more videos like it, definitely give the video a big thumbs up. Click that bell so that you guys are notified anytime I upload a new video. I've been uploading 3 new videos every single week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 9 a.m. And trust me when I tell you, you guys don't want to miss out on that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'll be sure to catch you guys all on the next one. Deuces. Outro of the outro. I know you guys really like this ending clip of my videos. Why? I have no idea, but I love that you stayed to the very end to hear me talk a little bit more. If you guys still have not subscribed, be sure to press the subscribe button, and let's see if we can get this video to 3,000 likes. Click the like button. It only takes 2 seconds, and it definitely helps me out. Also, check out some of my other videos. Odds are, if you guys like this video, you're gonna like some of my other ones. Thank you guys so much. I got a blast. No, seriously, it's time for lunch. I'm starving. All right, bye.